In the heart of the bustling city of Grayford stood an old, crumbling building known as the Abandoned Archive. Once a grand library, it had been closed for decades, its doors sealed shut, and its windows boarded up. The townsfolk whispered about it, saying it was cursed. No one dared to enter until one day, a young journalist named Eleanor Hart decided to investigate. Eleanor was known for her curiosity and determination. She had heard rumors about the archive containing rare books and hidden secrets. But what truly piqued her interest was the story of a missing librarian who had vanished inside the building over 30 years ago. Determined to uncover the truth, Eleanor packed a flashlight, a notebook, and her camera and set off for the archive. The building loomed before her, its stone walls covered in ivy and its iron gates rusted shut. Eleanor managed to squeeze through a gap in the fence and made her way to the front door. To her surprise, it was unlocked. The hinges creaked as she pushed it open, and a cloud of dust greeted her. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of old paper and decay. The shelves were lined with books, some of which looked centuries old. Eleanor's flashlight flickered as she moved deeper into the archive, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She felt a strange presence, as though she was being watched, but she shook off the feeling and pressed on. In the center of the main hall, she found a large, ornate desk. On it was a ledger, covered in a layer of dust. Eleanor opened it and found a list of names and dates. The last entry was from the day the librarian, Mr. Samuel Grayson, had disappeared. She flipped through the pages and noticed something odd. Some of the names were crossed out, and next to them were cryptic notes, like forbidden knowledge and never to be found. As she continued to explore, Eleanor stumbled upon a hidden door behind one of the bookshelves. It led to a narrow staircase descending into darkness. Her heart raced, but she knew she had to see where it went. The stairs led to a dimly lit basement, where she found a room filled with strange artifacts, ancient scrolls, peculiar statues, and a collection of locked chests. In the corner of the room, she noticed a small desk with a journal on it. The journal belonged to Mr. Grayson. Eleanor opened it and began to read. The entries detailed his discovery of a secret society that had used the archive to hide dangerous knowledge. Mr. Grayson had tried to expose them, but they had silenced him. The last entry read, "If anyone finds this, know that the truth lies in the locked chest. Beware, they are still watching." Eleanor's hands trembled as she approached the chest. It was locked, but she found the key hidden inside the journal. When she opened the chest, she found a stack of documents revealing the identities of the society members, some of whom were prominent figures in the city. Suddenly, she heard footsteps above her. Someone was in the archive. Panicked, Eleanor grabbed the documents and hid behind a stack of crates. The footsteps grew louder, and she saw a shadowy figure descend the stairs. It was a man in a dark coat, his face obscured. He began searching the room, muttering to himself. Eleanor knew she had to act fast. She waited for the right moment, then made a dash for the stairs. The man shouted and chased after her, but she was faster. She ran through the archive, clutching the documents, and burst out into the daylight. Back at her office, Eleanor published her findings, exposing the secret society and their dark deeds. The city was in shock, and the authorities launched an investigation. The archive was reopened, and Mr. Grayson's disappearance was finally solved. Eleanor became a hero, but she couldn't shake the feeling that she was still being watched. The man in the dark coat had vanished, and she knew the society's reach was far greater than she had imagined. The abandoned archive was no longer abandoned, but its secrets had left a lasting mark on Eleanor. She had uncovered the truth, but at what cost?